Hi, and welcome to the Bruce Channel. I'm Bruce, and it's been a lot going on, so this episode won't be that very long. It's been a very busy week. So, have you enjoyed the Olympics? A few takeaways. First, USA Hockey won gold. Team USA Hockey won gold. And then I discovered USA Women's Hockey took gold. Really? I didn't know there was an Olympic sport called women's hockey. I never knew that. And then I discovered it was the first gold for the women's hockey team in 20 years. Really? It's been going on that long? So not only was I surprised there was women's hockey, it's been going on for 20 years. Just call me Rip. All right, another surprise. There was an athlete disqualified for using a PED, a performance-enhancing drug, but the sport was curling. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to figure out exactly what skills were being enhanced, you know. Speaking of curling, another surprise. The USA took gold. Yeah. All right, finally, another asleep at the wheel moment, I guess, but halfpipe. I've gone all my life without knowing about halfpipe or hearing about halfpipe, and now it's like an earworm. It won't go away. And just a quick question, is there such a thing as whole pipe? All right. All right, still on sports for just a wee bit more. The University of Louisville men's basketball program has had itself ripped a new one, I suppose you could say. They won the men's championship in 2013, and it's been vacated, gone. And a number of game wins for a number of other seasons have been vacated too. Turns out, and Coach Rick Pitino was fired last fall, but while he was the head coach, there were those officials who hired hookers to pleasure the recruits who were visiting the campus, trying to be recruited to indeed go to that university. They were trying to decide which school to attend. Wow. Also on the subject of NCAA basketball, originally I read it a couple of weeks ago, and then just a couple days ago, Yahoo Sports reported that they had seen a lot of papers that indicated a very clear-eyed view, they call it, pervasive nature of the game's underground economy. And they named former players, Duke, North Carolina State, and very pervasive, they said. There's going to be a lot of big schools, they said. We'll see if it comes to pass. But, wow. And especially here in basketball country, there's a lot of folks that are worried, you know, is it going to go up and down Tobacco Road? We'll have to wait and see. So, Billy Graham died this week at the age of 99. Now, that made international news, but around here it was huge news because he was a native North Carolinian. In fact, if you drive along 85, maybe it's 77, 85 or 77 through Charlotte, there's an exit for Billy Graham Boulevard. Tell you what, Charlotte's traffic is bad, but it's liable to be impossible this week, and March 2nd, the day of his funeral, because they don't yet know how many presidents will show up. It's possible all 5 of the living former ones. I think W said he's coming earlier, and that may be so he doesn't have to face he who must not be named. But, you know, when a president goes anywhere, the locals don't like it because the Secret Service and the local traffic enforcement closes roads. All 5, they're not all going to arrive together, so how many motorcades, how many roads will be closed? Franklin Graham, Billy's son, took over the ministry after Billy retired in 2005, and Franklin Graham is hard right politically. What's ironic, though, is after Billy Graham retired, he said that if he had to do it all over again, he would have stayed out of politics. Franklin, I guess, doesn't listen to Dad. Hey, let me tell you about my book, Shrink. Or wait, I can let others do it. All right, welcome back. Remember, you can watch all of our previous shows at tinyurl.com/Bruce Channel or our Facebook page, and you can write to us at the Bruce Channel at yahoo.com. All right, so if you are a pizza parlor and you run out of cheese or dough, that's a problem. And if you're a hamburger stand and you run out of buns, that would be a problem. And if you're a chicken restaurant and you run out of chicken, that's a problem. And that's what happened to KFC in the British Isles. They have 900 branches, and fewer than a third of them remained open. They ran out of chicken. A spokesperson for KFC said, well, the Colonel's working on it. So what happened? Turns out KFC changed delivery companies. And they blew it. I mean, they hadn't worked it out. 900 places to deliver to, probably every day. And you talk about growing pains, that's what happened. So most of the stores closed. Some reduced their hours, some stayed open, but took chicken off the menu. I wish Bob Newhart would do something with that, you know. So, you don't have any wings, huh? All right, what you got? I'll have a bucket of drumsticks then. You don't have any of those either. All right, chicken breast, thighs. Well, what do you have? Buns and fries. Oh, and the secret recipe, breadcrumbs. So did you watch any of the footage of the White House meeting, the one where the students and parents and some others victimized by the school shootings went to the White House? You know, they were all asking the same thing. And you can Google it and you can watch it, and it's very touching. Some of it's very hard to watch. But what I found amazing, remember how the orange guy used to criticize President Obama for using a teleprompter? Clearly, the man's a fraud because he criticizes everything. Using a teleprompter is not a criticizable offense. I remember reading an article, it was either Time or Newsweek decades ago, and it explained how this new device was being used by Ronald Reagan. All the presidents since then have used a teleprompter. But the current guy, you know, it's one thing to give a speech. The current guy needed a cheat sheet so he could know what to say, know what to ask. On the list, I hear you. He needed a cheat sheet in order to express empathy. All right, so the warm weather has continued in the east. Cleveland set a record this week. It's not all good news. The flooding in Indiana is caused partly by a lot of rain and the too rapid melting of snow. I talked about My Winter Jasmine and how it came back from the January cold snap, and it turned into one of the best showings ever, and peak is about 2 weeks ago, so many of the blossoms are now on the ground. But it's been warm here too, continuing to be. We set 2 records on Wednesday, 2. Highest high for the day, highest low for the day, same day, 2 records. Warm temperatures aren't troubling in February, you know, but I hope it doesn't augur another record heat summer. Of course, we've had a string of warmest year on record, so it might indeed end up being sizzling. And certainly it's a nice sight, you know, this time of year. In a few weeks, my spirea will look like this. But even though it's February, this is what it looks like right now. So it always warms the heart after going through winter. But you know what? They got to be worried again in Augusta and the Azaleas at Augusta National for the Masters tournament. All right, I ran across a collection of photos, and some of them were snapped at exactly the right moment. Like this one. I mean, the guy is still smiling, right? But you can imagine his reaction roughly 1/100th of a second later. All right, this one probably had a second or two window in which to get the shot, but in this case, it's not so easy to speculate what his reaction was. In this one, living proof that flying carpets exist. Yeah, see? Oh wait, it's actually just a platform on the sand, and what appears to be a shadow from the flying carpet is the shadow of a flag. But the best one of all, take a look. Uh-huh. All right, so, coming up this week, today, for Pete's sake, it's Pistachio Day. Yeah, really it is. And it's also For Pete's Sake Day. I kid you not, I don't make these up. All right, tomorrow, the 26th, is Strawberry Day. Friday, the 2nd, is Dr. Seuss Day. So for breakfast, you can have green eggs and ham. Backing up for a moment, back to Monday, the 26th, don't forget, Obamaland Part 1, The Rise of the Trumpublicans, its world premiere tomorrow out in Los Angeles. At the Regal LA Live Stadium, 5 p.m. showing. I hope you'll go, if you're able. I hope you'll go, and I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, tomorrow. All right. Have your green eggs and ham. Have strawberries tomorrow. And whatever else you do this week, I hope your upcoming week is the best one you've ever had.